Cold blue lights on a polished floor, everybody breathing like they know this world. I stand still like a statue in the frame, but under the surface nothing feels the same. Yeah, I can smile at the table and sit back on cue, keep my posture straight, let the room pass through. But every tiny silence stretches like a wire, and my chest starts glowing with a hidden fire. No one sees the tremor living in my hands, no one hears the pressure making other plans. I look calm enough to never raise concern, while my heartbeat writes a language I still haven't learned. I can feel the temperature of every stare, every pause feels loaded, every shift is there. And I know in my head nothing's wrong tonight, still my body treats the dark like a flashing light. How do you explain that split between the two? The mind saying rest while the blood runs through, like a runner in a room that was built for peace, like the war stayed along after the battle ceased. Why do I shake when no one can see? Why does the quiet get louder in me? Why does one breath become a race when nothing around me has changed its face? Glass pulse shining under skin looks so clear, but the cracks begin. Glass pulse breaking without sound, I'm still standing, but I'm shaking now. Glass pulse bright and dangerous, soft outside, but the storm is us. I don't wanna live like every second might explode. I just wanna walk this night without carrying the load. Transparent fear, invisible heat, no one knows what lives underneath that. Transparent fear, invisible heat, I'm learning not to call that weakness in me. Yeah, I got too good at hiding what I feel, making panic look composed. Polished, unreal, built a version of myself that could survive the room, even if the room inside me felt too small to move. People call it strength when you don't fall apart, but they don't know the violence of a guarded heart. They don't know the cost of always looking fine when your soul is clutching just to stay inside the line. And it's strange how danger lingers after it is gone, how the body keeps a memory the mind can turn off, how a normal day can carry out electricity, how the safest space can still feel sharp to me. I don't want perfection, I don't need a throne, I just want one moment where I feel at home, in my own skin, in my own breath, in my own name, without that red invisible current in my veins. Can I loosen without falling through? Can I stay if the fear comes into view? Can I be more than the signal I feel when the room is kind and the moment is real? Glass pulse shining under skin looks so clear, but the cracks begin. Glass pulse breaking without sound, I'm still standing, but I'm shaking now. Glass pulse bright and dangerous, soft outside, but the storm is us. I don't wanna live like every second might explode. I just wanna walk this night without carrying the load. Yeah, I know what it means to look unbothered, built a whole identity out of not being a problem, out of swallowing alarm, so the world stays smooth, out of losing little pieces every time I had to move in the right way. Clean face, calm voice, neat lie. Meanwhile the fear got a penthouse behind my eyes. Every harmless little pause feels huge to me, like my nervous system's trapped in old debris. But I'm done worshiping survival like a god, done calling everyone holy just because it's hard. I can hear the pulse knocking, I surrender. I can let the fear breathe without making it my center. That's the word right stand when I wanna split, not because I'm fearless, but because I'm tired of this. If courage is a sound, maybe it's not loud, maybe it's me still here, not disappearing in the crowd. Maybe calm is not a costume, maybe stillness isn't fake, maybe peace is not a weakness, maybe I don't have to break. Maybe one day my own body will believe what I can't see, that this room is just a room and this life belongs to me. Glass pulse, I can hold the light even when it cuts through night. Glass pulse, I won't let you choose every step I take, every truth I use. Glass pulse, I am not your cage, I am more than a nervous page, turning in the wind, afraid to be undone. I'm still here, and that means something has begun. Cold blue lights on a polished floor, I breathe once more and once more. No crash, no cry, no warning sound, still my fear is all around. No broken door, no falling sky. Then why does my whole body tighten? Silence fills the corners like a second wall. Nothing even happens till I feel it all. The air is clean, the room is still, but my chest starts climbing some invisible hill. I try to reason with the shape of it, try to name the source, but there isn't one to fit. Just a hush too heavy for a simple night, just my pulse reacting to a lack of light. I know this kind of fear confuses everyone. How can nothing feel like something that's begun? How can peace feel sharper than a shattered word? How can emptiness make every nerve get stirred? It doesn't need a face to feel severe. Sometimes the loudest danger is what is in here. Sometimes a quiet room can pull those shadows near, till the body speaks in static, not in clear. If there's no fire, why the smoke in me? If there's no danger, why can't I breathe free? Why does stillness press against my bones, like I was never meant to be alone? Room without sirens, still I hear alarms. Nothing in the doorway, still I'm up in arms. Room without sirens, still I feel the weight of an unseen panic trying to rewrite fate. But I'm not leaving, no, not this time. I can stay inside this silence. I can keep what's mine. No signal, no sign, still the fear draws a line. No signal, no sign, still I'm teaching my body time. I used to feel the emptiness with anything that moved. Music screens, distraction, anything that's moved. The edge of fear in my own heartbeat in the dark. The edge of feeling every unhealed spark. Because stillness has a mirror in it too. And I was scared of what the mirror knew. Scared if I sat long enough in one place, I have to meet the truth behind my face. But running from the hush only made it grow. Turned every silent minute into undertow. So now I'm sitting with the room and with myself, without trying to pull my fear off the shelf, without pretending I am healed beyond the wave, without demanding from my body instant grace. Maybe peace arrives unfamiliar at first. Maybe quiet isn't cruel, maybe it just hurts. Can I let this moment be a room, not a test? Can I stop translating every pause as a threat? Can I hear my own breath without calling it collapse? Can I stay with what remains instead of snapping back? Room without sirens, still I hear alarms. Nothing in the doorway, still I'm up in arms. Room without sirens, still I feel the weight of an unseen panic trying to rewrite fate. But I'm not leaving, no, not this time. I can stay inside this silence. I can keep what's. Listen, this ain't movie fear, it don't arrive dramatic. It's a clean little room and the nervous system static. Nothing on fire but the bloodstream running wild, like the silence found the hidden grief inside the child. And I know what they say, just breathe, just chill. Like a sentence can rewrite a body at will, but the body got memory deeper than speech. And some old nights still got a long reach. So I don't seem to wait for arriving late. Don't call myself broken because calm feels strange. I count what I can touch, count the ground, count the chair, count the fact that I am here and the room is just air. That's not small, that's sacred, that's a brand new skill. To sit in the absence and not flee from still. Maybe one day silence won't feel like a cliff. Till then I'll learn to stay when the old signals shift. No sirens, no wreckage, no end in the frame. Just an old fear rising and calling my name. But names can change and so can nights, and so can the body that survived the fight. Room without sirens, I can stay with you. Room without sirens, I can let this through, without becoming it, without letting go of the part of me that deserves to grow. Room without sirens, maybe one day soon. Silence won't be fear, it will just be room. No crash, no cry, no warning sound, and I'm still here now. Tiny sparks across my nerves. Everything feels too absurd. Every detail burns too bright in the middle of the light. Yeah. catch meanings in the motion of a door, in the half-second delay before a word, in the way the daylight bends across her face, in the change of rhythm I was never meant to trace. It's exhausting living tuned above the air, finding codes in places where there's nothing there. Like my senses turn the volume way too high, till the harmony starts to look like a disguise. Some people float through moments without edge, I approach them like I'm standing near a ledge. Every sound gets measured, every pause gets weighed, every little shift gets filed and replayed. I know not every signal means a fall, but my body doesn't always know that at all. So I live in flashing weather all day long, trying to separate the warning from the song. Tell me why my blood lights up so fast, tell me why the smallest thing feels fast, tell me why my mind collects the signs like survivor. Still it's written in the light. Signal fever, everything burns bright. Signal fever, even in broad daylight. Signal fever, turning air into a threat, turning one small second into something I can't forget. But I'm learning, I don't have to chase every red reflection, every phantom trace. Signal fever, you don't own my eyes, I can feel you rising and still not leave my life. Blinking, blinking, all the little signs, I don't have to make them all divine. Blinking, blinking, all the little signs, I can let them fade behind my mind. Maybe this began with staying sharp meant safe, maybe this was built from years I couldn't name. Maybe my attention learned to overgrow, because the world once taught me I should always know what was coming, what was changing, what could hurt. So now I read the silence like a curse, now I hear the harmonies like a drum. Now I brace before the moments even come, but I don't want a life made out of scanning walls. I don't want a heart that answers every call. I want to move through ordinary things with ease. I want my body to remember peace, not the perfect kind, not the movie end, just enough to let a morning feel like friend, just enough to stop making every glance a test I have to pass by circumstance. Can I watch the light flicker and stay still? Can I feel alert and not obey the thrill? Can I let a signal be a signal alone, without building it a kingdom in my bones? Signal fever, everything burns bright. Signal fever, even in broad daylight. Signal fever, turning air into a threat, turning one small second into something I can't forget. But I'm learning, I don't have to chase every red reflection, every phantom trace. Signal fever, you don't own my eyes, I can feel you rising and still not leave. Like, I've been reading too deep into clean little changes, turning harmless little moments into cages. That's what happens when the system lives on guard. Every shadow gets promoted, every whisper hits hard. And I know not every flash means break, not every moon's expression means somebody's fake, not every delayed reply means the ground's gonna crack. But the body got momentum and it's hard pulling back. Still, I'm working that line, that sacred little gap between the feeling arriving and the full collapse, between the light going red and me bowing to it, between the old code speaking and me becoming fluent in a newer tongue. One made of breath and time, one made of I am here instead of red. Every sign, that's the victory, not silence, not some perfect calm, just enough space to keep my own mind in my palm. Not every flicker needs a name, not every pulse requires a flame, not every warning needs a throne. Some can pass and leave me whole. You can rise and fall, you are not my own. You don't get to take every bright reflection and turn it into a break. I'm still breathing, still in the frame, still more human than this alarm brain. Fade behind the sun, I am not the fear, I am the one who stays when it comes. Tiny sparks across my nerves, still I learn what peace deserves. Metal made a memory, way out where invisibly nobody asked me to defend. Still I suit up again. I know how to end a good things halfway, how to keep my shoulders armed in daylight, how to smile when I have my soul behind the wall, how to never really land at all. Even when the hands around me mean no harm, even when the weather's gentle, mild and warm, there's a part of me still standing at attention, still mistaking calm for lack of tension. Maybe I forgot what softness feels like in the bones. Maybe I got used to always carrying my own little fortress, made of distance, made of care, made it don't go all the way, don't stay there. And I get why it was useful once before, why it helped me survive a certain kind of war. But armor doesn't know when history is done, it only knows the lesson, never become undone. How do I lure what once saved my skin? How do I open and still remain within? How do I stop calling distance self-control when all it's done is keep me from feeling whole? Of memory, rust of fear, I'm ready to breathe clearer. I want laughter without checking all the exits, I want touch without bracing for the end. I wanna trust one quiet afternoon without translating kindness in the threat again. But habits made of survival don't just disappear, they linger in the body, they live in the ear. They turn a simple moment into measured space, they keep the old commands written on the face. Still I feel the shift, small but true, like some part of me wants something new. Not reckless, not blind, not stripped bare, just less afraid to actually be there. In the room, in the love, in the breath, in the day, without carrying 10 invisible wars in the way. Maybe courage isn't always standing tall, maybe courage is letting one shield fall. Can I be held without scanning the floor? Can I be safe without guarding the door? Can I let this living body understand it doesn't need a weapon in its hand? Like religion, like if I loosened up once I lose all precision, like the only safe heart was a guarded one, like softness was the shortcut to being undone. The time moves, wounds scar, rooms change, and I can keep treating every sunrise the same as the nights that taught me to hide in my own frame. I'm older now, I don't need fear to know my name, so let me set one plate down, hear the metal hit, let me learn the strange relief that comes with it. Let me not confuse tension for being prepared, let me not confuse distance for showing I care. That's the trap, right? Thinking if I soften I lose, well maybe what I lose is the right to actually choose the kind of pace to free a lung or let's defend it. Or maybe healing starts exactly where I unarm the heart. No war tonight, no orders here, just open air and ordinary fear. No war tonight, no need to prove I can stay gentle and still not lose. Borrowed armor, thank you for the years. Borrowed armor, thank you for the shielded tears. Borrowed armor, but now I need more than simply making it through another guarded door. I want sunlight, I want skin, I want to feel the world and let it in. Borrowed armor, I release your weight, not because I'm weak, but because I wanna change. Metal made of memory falls quietly. The room is back, the floor is real, the night is over, but I still feel. After the rush leaves my chest, there's a different kind of ache. Not the panic, not the peak, but the softness left in its wake. Like the body is still listening for thunder that already went. Like the soul is standing barefoot where the storm had been. It's a strange kind of survival, no applause, no sudden light, just a quiet little noticing that I stayed through the night. My hands are slower, my breath is thin, my thoughts are trying to begin again, and nothing looks heroic here, but maybe this is where I'm meant. Who am I when the alarm is done? Who am I in the weak new sun? Can I trust the calm that comes back slow if I'm not the same as before? When the wave has passed, I gather what remains. When the wave has passed, I call myself by name. When the wave has passed, I don't need to be restored at once. I just need one honest breath and a little bit of trust. I am still here, that is enough. I came through something sharp without becoming crushed. When the wave has passed, there is still tomorrow. There is still a road beyond the sorrow. Soft floor, dim light, morning after private night. Soft floor, dim light, I begin in smaller light. I used to hate the aftermath, the trembling in the knees, the hollow kind of tiredness, the need for air and ease. I thought recovery was weakness if it didn't look like gold, if I didn't rise dramatic, if I only felt worn and cold. But healing doesn't always shout, sometimes it barely speaks. Sometimes it's water on the face and letting go of need and speed. Sometimes it's sitting with the fact that hurt me more than I can say, without turning that confession into something to betray. So now I honor the remains, the loose edges, the slower pace, the body that still came back, the self still standing in one place. I don't need to erase the night to say that I survived it well. I just need to keep the truth and not rebuild the shell. Can I let the morning be enough? Can I stop demanding instant love from a nervous system still returning home, from a shaken heart relearning its own time? When the wave has passed, I gather what remains. When the wave has passed, I call myself by name. When the wave has passed, I don't need to be restored at once. I just need one honest breath and a little bit of trust. I am still here, that is enough. I came through something sharp without becoming crushed. When the wave is past, there is still tomorrow. There is still a road beyond the sorrow. Yeah, it's the part they never glorify, not the breaking point, but the quietest side. The way your hands still shake though the danger is gone, the way you sit there wondering how to carry on. And I know that feeling, that strange thin air that I made it through, but I'm still not there. Used to think if I was strong I'd bounce back fast. Now I know some truths are meant to arrive and last. Like tenderness ain't weakness, and slowness ain't defeat, and surviving something heavy still counts as something deep. I don't need a perfect comeback, I don't need a shining speech. I just need to treat my body like a place I wanna keep. Safe enough to rest and kind enough to trust, soft enough to hold what the night turned up. That's the flex now, not pretending I'm untouched, but standing in the aftermath and saying I'm enough. Let me be quiet here, let me come back slow, let me trust the daylight, even if I don't fully know. Let me thank the body